Now Nematode can get his submarine into Atlantis. I should go and signal him now. Aha! It looks like he's found the tunnel already. Well, Captain, I did my part of the deal. I got you into Atlantis. Now you must give me that map for the Reef of Doom.
Oh, all right. Here it is. Use it wisely. Those are uncharted, shark-infested, pirate-ridden waters. Very dangerous to those who don't know what they're doing.
Captain, I've been to the moon in a converted steam engine. I've travelled to the bottom of the sea in your submarine. I've visited the most debauched vermin nests in the East End of London. Goodness, I've even been into my manservant's bedroom. Give me some credit. I've faced some pretty horrible things over the past few days.
If you think you're man enough, then go ahead. But don't say I didn't warn you. Now, how about this place? Where are all the mermaids, then? Did you tell them I was coming? Did you?
I hate to be the one to break the news to you, but it appears they've all left.
All of them? Where have they gone?
Apparently, they've formed a synchronized swimming team and have gone on a tour of tourist hotspots in the Mediterranean.
No! No!
Well, I'll be off then. Thanks for the map.
Yeah. Cheerio. Thanks for kidnapping me and all that. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but mermaids generally tend to live in the sea. And this city here is above sea level. That might explain the lack of mermaids around here. Although maybe it was underwater at some point. I do wish that there was a quicker way to return back to the village. I'm surprised that Fanshawe hasn't taken one of these animals home, you know, for the Empire. Alright, let's get Mossop out of this mess.
I say, Chief, instead of eating my gristly, greasy, disease-ridden companion, try this instead. You might like it.
What is it?
It's called rock. It's sweet. Go on, it's lovely.
And it won't rot one's teeth?
Not as much as eating my manservant will. His liver is marinated in alcohol. Very unhealthy. No, the rock is much safer.
Very well. Release the little fat person. The hunting dogs will have to eat something else.
The hunting dogs? What do you mean?
We were cooking your friend for dog food. Heavens, you don't think we were going to eat him, do you? We're not savages, you know.
That was a close call, sir. I thought I'd had it.
I simply assumed that if the results of you being cooked are anything like the results of your cooking, then the whole tribe would have been wiped out from food poisoning. I couldn't allow that to happen.
No, sir. I suppose you couldn't.
And there we have it. Mossop was going to be dog food.
Here you are, Captain. It's a map to the reef.
Thank goodness. We would have been dashed into matchwood if we'd just steamed in blindly. We're through! Let's find this island of yours, shall we, Mr. Fanshawe?
Capital idea. By the way, I must congratulate you on your navigational skills. I don't think anyone else could have got us through that reef alive.
It was touch and go, Mr. Fanshawe. I did not think the engines would have held for much longer. They're no built to take that kind of stress.
Ship ahoy! Ship ahoy!
Another ship? In these waters?
We'd better investigate. And if they've found an easier way around the reef, I want a refund. Oh no! Pirates!
What makes you think they're pirates, sir?
Oh, just a hunch, Mossop. Just a hunch.
It's pulling alongside. I think they want to talk to us.
Ahoy there, me hearties! Hello, Piers, old chap. Bet you didn't expect to see me here, did you? Like my new set of sails?
What do you want, Rafe? You creepy cove!
Oh, it's perfectly simple, Piers. I want you. Come over to my galleon.
It's not going to be much of a race if we're on the same ship, is it? I think it could possibly turn out to be a dead heat in that case, don't you?
Things change, Piers. It's not about racing anymore.
Look, I'd love to sit around and chat, but I've got to get to Dinsey Island. Bit of a rush, you see. Sorry.
I'm afraid I can't let you do that, old chap. Captain, would you mind awfully handing over your passengers to me? You must be joking. I'm a man of honour, and if I am hired to take someone to Dinsey Island, then I will take them there, and no amount of arguing will persuade me otherwise.
Ha-ha! Well, I think that captain gave in far too easily.
I definitely want a refund from the cad.
Hello, my little captives. How are you doing?
What's the meaning of this, Kingpiece? Is this some pathetic attempt at cheating so that you can win the bet?
Piers, calm down. I've already won the bet. I've been to Dinsey Island.
I don't believe it. How did you get there first?
It was quite simple, really. While you were messing around trying to charter a ship in London, I bribed the harbour master to let my ship through the blockade. I had a massive head start.
Yes, this ship of yours. What manner of vessel is it?
It's a genuine antique, but since it was second-hand, it was obviously cheaper than buying one new. And it came fully crewed by men who appreciate my way of doing things.
Yes, pirates. I can see that. But if you've won the bet, what do you want with me?
Well, when I got to the island, I met this affable chap called Dr. Dinsey, who, strangely enough, you neglected to mention when you proposed this journey, Piers, you naughty boy.
You met Dr. Dinsey?
Yes, we got on like a house on fire. I really admire what he's planning to do with his gene machine, and, well, to cut a long story short, we've teamed up. I said that I would track down the people who were trying to thwart his plans, and he will make me commander of his armies. And as you are no doubt aware, he who controls the mutant hordes will control the planet.
You're as balmy as he is.
Oh, Piers, can't you see that genetic engineering is the future? Imagine cows crossed with elephants. Think of the rump steaks you could have.
Think of the cowpats.
Imagine humans crossed with sheep. How docile they'd be.
Actually, I remember reading about a lonely farmer who was trying to do something like that.
Kingpiece, you're sick. What you're suggesting is immoral, degrading, and it goes against all of God's will.
But don't you see? Using the gene machine will make us gods.
So where do we fit in? Why haven't you killed us if you think that we're a threat?
Isn't it obvious? The Doctor needs raw materials for his experiments. You will be the next victims of the gene machine.
Is that the gene machine?
Don't be silly, Mossop. It's some sort of flying machine. We're dealing with a mad doctor here. Goodness knows what other things he's invented.
Ah, Rafe, my boy. Back at last. And I see you have brought guests.
I have indeed, Doctor. Allow me to introduce Piers Fanshawe, gentleman and would-be hindrance to our plans.
And what about the fat one?
Just a common servant, not worth caring about.
I say so. He can't talk about me like that.
I'm afraid he's right, Mossop. It is important to remember your place in the pecking order, no matter what your situation.
Sorry, sir. I'll bear that in mind in future. What's left of it, at any rate.
Doctor, I've heard so much about your plans, but very little about the man behind them. It puzzles me as to why you seem to have such a grudge against humanity.
Since you ask, Mr. Fanshawe, and because you are not long for this world, I will recount to you the distressing story of a young scientist cheated of the chance to be successful.
Oh no, now you've started him off again.
20 years ago, I was working as a laboratory assistant at the Royal Scientific Institute. I was the brightest worker there. I studied in my spare time and did all my work with efficiency and civility. Then, one cold December afternoon, my life changed forever. I was working with a scientist, an absent-minded idiot. Albert Tipple was his name.
Tipple? But we...
Mossop, I don't think the doctor is interested in what you have to say, if you understand what I mean.
Anyway, while I was otherwise occupied, Tipple accidentally poured the results of his latest experiment into my cup of tea instead of into the flask beside it. When I finally drank my tea, I was taken so ill that all my hair fell out and never grew back. Any of it.
But it was an accident.
I was ruined. Everybody laughed at me behind my back. I became a recluse, trying desperately to find a cure for my affliction. Eventually, I stumbled across the idea of genetic recombination so that I could regrow my hair. But the other scientists said it was a silly idea, that it would never work. They laughed at me even more.
But you made genetic recombination succeed, though. You proved them wrong.
Oh no, they were right. I couldn't fix my hair. But I could fix them. In the course of my research, I worked out the plans for my gene machine and how I could use it to take over the world.
How did you manage to build it all by yourself? You must have had help.
I joined forces with a fellow sociopath, Captain Nematode. He and his men brought my equipment to this island, where I could be left in peace. We struck a deal that the oceans could be his, and dry land was mine.
So, what do you have in store for us? If you're going to put us into your machine, please let Mossop go first. We have a contractual agreement as master and servant that he has to die before I do.
That will come later, gentlemen. Right now, you're just in time for a little demonstration of my amazing gene machine. Today, we are experimenting with flight so that my armies can bring a new terror to the battlefield. Death from the skies.
This should be good.
Witness the vicious attack dog, prized by the criminal fraternity for its innate savagery. Witness the hunting falcon, a quick and ruthless killer trained to hunt the target of your choice. Both experts in their field, but imagine what would happen if one combined their most dangerous attributes. Rafe, throw the switch, please.
Right-ho, Doctor.
Behold, my creation!
Good Lord.
Right, the show's over for now. Put them in one of the cages, Rafe. I will deal with them later.
Well, that's it, sir. We will be put into that machine and be transmogrified into something ghastly.
Look on the bright side, Mossop. In your case, whatever you are turned into will doubtless be an improvement.
I'd just like to say, it's been an honour working for you, sir.
We're not finished yet, my dear chap. I'll find a way out of this. If I don't get back to England alive, I don't even want to think about what Mirabella will do to me.
I like how those wild animals just stood there. Wow, there's some interesting creatures in here.
Looks like a victim of Dinsy's experiments. There's no point in talking to that. It's a solid lock. This is another fine mesh you've got us into.
Sorry, sir.
How shall we escape, Mossop?
I don't know, sir. As you are aware, I have little capacity for creative thought and absolutely no initiative in situations requiring quick thinking and rapid response to external stimuli.
You didn't think of that yourself now, did you, Mossop?
Correct, sir. I went into one of those free personality assessment booths on the old Kent Road.
Oh, I know what you mean. The ones that are designed to recruit you into strange cults that require half your disposable income.
Exactly, sir. But after they tested me, they said they didn't want me to join.
Because you didn't have enough money?
No, they said I would be disruptive to their karma.
I have nothing more to say to you.
Righty-ho, sir.
We'll have to get out of this cage first before we can leave this cave. My guess is that the lever controls the cage doors in here. I can't reach that switch from in here. That looks like one of Dinsy's early experiments. A resounding failure, I suspect. Hey, ugly person.
Oh, me?
No, I'm talking to your better-looking friend.
Oh.
Of course I'm talking to you. Good grief, you're stupid as well as cosmetically challenged.
Yeah.
Let us out!
No. I'm not supposed to do that.
I need to go to the toilet.
You've got to go where you're sitting, like I do.
I want a separate cell. I can't lodge with the servants.
I can put you in a cage with one of the other animals if you want.
No thanks. At least I know what kind of animal Mossop is. I'll talk to you later. I'm too busy being incarcerated.
What on earth is making that sound? I mean, most of these cages are empty. Maybe it's this creature up here?
Ugh! What kind of horrible, slimy creature is that?
I don't think we want to know, sir.
Considering I don't even know what's on the other end of that tentacle, any form of attack would be quite foolish.
And besides, we can't even reach it.
Psst. Psst. I don't know what you are, but help us get out of here and I'll try to help you. Did it hear me?
I don't know, sir. Maybe it did, and it just hasn't got a mouth to answer with. I wonder what the rest of it looks like.
Good point, Mossop. Actually, I'm not sure I want to see what it looks like at all. It might be horrible. Do you do tricks, or can you only drool?
What do you mean?
Well, do you fetch a stick? Roll over and dive for your country? That sort of thing.
I've never tried.
Would you like to learn?
Yeah.
All right, we'll start with something simple, like a somersault.
How do I do that?
Right, you start by taking a long run up to get some speed, so step back a few feet.
To here?
Just a bit further. I guess it understood me, Mossop.
How horrible. Grabbed by the tentacles. Are you going to free that creature for saving us, sir?
Not just yet. You saw what it did to our captor. We'll let it out later, much later.
No, let's release it now.
If I do that, I'll alert Kingpeace and his ruffians to my new freedom. Kingpeace and his cohorts are still out there. We've got to make the most of the fact that they don't know we've escaped.
Considering that this tentacle can actually reach as far as here, I think it's best that we actually release it at some point. And I hope this guy is unconscious and not dead.
Come on, Mossop. We have to stop Dinsey. This could light up the sky around me. This should foul up his dastardly machine.
Okay. Not sure what the purpose of that was, but there we go.
It's one of the control levers of Dinsey's gene machine. It seems to have reverse written next to it. I wonder if it can reverse the direction of genetic transfer. Well, I can but try. That is Dr. Dinsey, my nemesis. I say, Dinsey, over here!
Fanshawe, how did you escape? Oh, never mind. It was probably that idiot assistant of mine. I shall have to deal with you myself.
Hold on a second, old chap. I actually came to tell you that I think your machine is fascinating, really fascinating, and I'm awfully impressed. You see, I'm afraid Kingpeace has misled you as to my intentions. I don't want to stop you. I want to join you.
Sir! I can't believe it! Not you, sir!
Shut up, Mossop. You're nothing but a worthless piece of detritus in the sewer of humanity. You don't belong here with gentlemen such as the Honourable Dr. and I.
But, sir, I never expected you to show me any sort of respect or common decency, what with me being a lowly manservant. But I at least thought that you liked me.
Liked you? I tolerated you at best. The folly of the lower classes, eh, Dinsey? Now, go and stand in the corner, Mossop. I will deal with you later, after I've discussed the finer points of genocide with the doctor.
Well, Fanshawe, I have to say I'm shocked and more than a little impressed. I had no idea you felt exactly the same way as I do about the world. But wait a minute. How do I know this isn't a trick?
Well, my dear chap, for one thing, I could have escaped when I had the chance, and yet I came to talk to you. And for another thing, I may have a solution for your lack of follicular activity.
My hair? You could restore my hair?
I certainly think I could help, but I'd need to get a good look at your pate. May I come a little closer?
What if this is a trick to get closer to me?
Well, all right then. Stand on that pedestal over there so I can get a better view. I won't come any nearer.
Very well. How do I look?
How does standing on a pedestal, which means he is now slightly taller than us, help us see the top of his head?
Quick, Mossop, run! Get help!
I'm not leaving you, sir, no matter how badly you treat me.
Hurry, Mossop. Grab the doctor and beat him to a pulp.
Not likely, sir. You'll defend him and give me a good thrashing.
Alright. You win.
Now, Mossop! Throw the switch now!
You don't like me anymore. You've joined the dark side.
Oh, for crying out loud, Mossop. It was just a trick. Throw the switch.
What? A trick?
You mean it, sir? You're still one of the good guys?
Throw the bloody switch, you fool!
No!
I guess he finally discovered what he was made of.
Sir, I think maybe we should leave. This place doesn't feel particularly safe.
I have a funny feeling that you could be right for once, Mossop. We should make haste to the galleon.
What about Kingpeace and his pirates?
We'll deal with that little worm when we come to him.
I think this extinct volcano has just reawakened. Maybe we should wait and see what happens. From a safe distance, that is.
What about the others?
They can fend for themselves. All aboard! Let's get out of here!
Ha-ha!
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 I'm not returning to Dinsey's laboratory while it's full of exploding machinery.
Let's keep our promise. What is that? A cross between a kangaroo and a bear? The lizard creature, well, it just looks like a lizard to me. And that is definitely a sea anemone mixed with who knows what. Well, I hope the tentacle has escaped.
Kingpeace, that coward! He's left us to die!
What are we going to do?
We have to find another way off the island. Follow me!
I wonder how we can escape.
A machine to let man take to the skies? Good grief! Is that mad doctor out to defy every law of nature?
This is the last action of the game. I hope that you've enjoyed it. This has been a rather enjoyable experience.
You're not thinking of using that, are you, sir?
It's our only hope, Mossop. Climb on and pedal for your life.
We made it, sir. We were in the direst peril. But you saved us. And indeed, the whole of mankind.
I simply did what any English gentleman would have done, Mossop. Now, keep your speed up. We might be able to make it to the mainland in time for tea.
Certainly, sir. But I'd just like to point out that this is a tandem, and there is room for one more person in the peddling department.
So there is, Mossop. I suppose it would make it easier for you if someone were to help propel this vessel.
It certainly would, sir.
Maybe I could help.
That's exactly what I was thinking, sir.
Capital. I will see about getting another manservant the moment we reach dry land. All the more reason for you to hurry up then, isn't there?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.